is that possible? It's possible because the best coaches change outcomes, not just field position. That was wizardry. Shanahan put on a clinic. Saleh put on a clinic with half the roster. The minute Kittle went down, I'm like, and they were playing so well. And they did it late. They won, and here's Shanny after.
Proud of the guys, how hard they battled. I was just kind of staying in there. Having two linebackers who weren't on our team a month ago, and those guys playing that whole game and playing at a high level was so impressive. To find a way to win that game, we thought it would be a grimy game, is how we say it. It was. Our defense allowed it to be that way. And then, that last drive, some of the plays Juice made on it, I thought were so big. Brock had a couple mistakes, obviously, with his 2 picks and stuff, but to come back on that last drive, get us in the end zone, lead us all the way down there, get to like a third guy in his progression on the touchdown. Real proud of the guys.
Yeah, I mean, I've defended Darnold's bad picks, Stafford's bad picks. I've got to be fair. What do you do after the pick? Do you go into a shell? Does body language get bad? Brock Purdy on the road, no Kittle, a lot of pressure, and they weren't getting a lot of yards on the ground. Fangio did a great job. Great run defense. And yeah, I know Jennings may have had the best throw of anybody on the field, but that is what coaching looks like.
All right. It's a fascinating discussion. Jennings' reception wasn't necessarily the most technically perfect throw of the day on the field. It was a spectacular and electrifying play, but it wasn't the pinnacle of execution. McCaffrey undoubtedly had the catch of the day. However, Brock Purdy delivered a series of exceptional plays throughout the contest. It's genuinely amusing. I was watching this game live, streaming it concurrently, and I couldn't stop thinking about Colin's categorization of quarterbacks into game changers and game planners. I don't recall his exact terminology. I remember reacting strongly, saying, how could you possibly place Brock Purdy in that latter category? That's ridiculous. And in this very game, Purdy demonstrated precisely why. He repeatedly illustrated his ability to operate beyond the confines of the design system. Now let me be clear. Kyle Shanahan also emphatically proved his immense value, and Purdy executed that offensive scheme brilliantly. And listen, he certainly made his share of errors. Against a more competent Philadelphia Eagles squad, those mistakes would have been costly, likely resulting in a loss. That's just the reality. The Eagles have been a disjointed unit all season long. A better organized, more proficient Eagles offense likely wins that game. But that undeniable fact does nothing to diminish the exceptional quality and elevated performance delivered by the 49ers, Brock Purdy, Shanahan, and company. The 49ers had no business being competitive in that game, let alone winning it. You can attribute that to the Eagles simply not being good enough, which is a perfectly valid assessment. However, the objective truth is that every single member of the 49ers roster showed up ready to compete. They were all prepared for the moment, positioned to succeed, and they delivered. Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan deserve an immense amount of credit for that readiness. Every 49ers player elevated their game. Even players whose names are unknown to most fans. People were asking, since when is that guy on the 49ers? What's his name? They all stepped up. They all made crucial plays and executed at an elite level. How can that not excite you as a football fan? Watching the playoffs this year, and everyone is talking about it, I'm so glad I streamed every game live, because the consensus is, this was arguably the most chaotic wildcard weekend in NFL history, and I was there for all of it. It was awesome sharing that experience. What becomes strikingly apparent is the dramatic chasm between teams with elite coaching paired with elite quarterback play. You see a stark contrast. Who has the coaches, who has the players, and this applies to both offense and defense. The difference is visible. The Carolina Panthers' defensive coaching, especially on that final drive, not so effective. Robert Saleh and Vic Fangio, unbelievable. Mike Vrabel, unbelievable. Ben Johnson, unbelievable. Kyle Shanahan, unbelievable. Matt LaFleur, awesome, yet inconsistent. Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo, we'll delve into that later. Sean McVay, amazing, elite. I won't replay the clip again out of courtesy, but Tom Brady articulated it perfectly. The core duty of an offensive coordinator is to generate easy opportunities, layups, for his quarterback. thereby widening the margin for error. That is exactly what Shanahan does for Purdy. It's why Purdy can throw those interceptions and still escape unscathed. It's why Sam Darnold can succeed with a great team and coach, whereas previously he could not. He would commit those turnovers, and his team lacked the capacity to overcome them. It's the same story with Matthew Stafford before McVay. It's the difference for Jared Goff with Ben Johnson versus without. For Caleb Williams, with and without. For Mac Jones, with Shanahan and without. Exceptional offensive coordinators provide a substantially larger cushion for error. When you are afforded those layups, when you have consistency, when you operate within a great system you can trust, that trust is paramount, you develop the discernment to know precisely when, within the flow of a game or a specific play, to depart from that system and improvise. You can think, okay, now I have to create something myself. And crucially, you don't make that jump prematurely because you trust the system. You trust the play call, the scheme, the offensive design. When that foundational trust is absent, quarterbacks become trapped in a state of indecision. You see the uncertainty. What do I do here? You see happy feet. Maybe he flees the pocket too early. Maybe he should escape, but hesitates. In those moments, there is no trust. There's no guiding principle. This brings me back to Shanahan's interview on a San Francisco radio show. He essentially conveyed, I handle the intricate work here. I'm playing chess. Trust me. That's the message to his quarterback. Trust me. This is why I'm compensated. To simplify your role. I've got you. You just need to trust me. Anyone who has experienced a truly supportive relationship, be it with a close friend, partner, or family member, understands that profound moment of realization. This person genuinely has my back. I can truly rely on them. Especially for those from dysfunctional backgrounds where that trust was absent, the difference is not merely incremental, it's transformative. It's the difference between feeling anchored and feeling completely adrift. That is what elite coaches provide. It might sound sentimental, but it's a tangible, competitive reality. It's precisely how you win a game like the 49ers just did, and it's the exact mirror image of how the Philadelphia Eagles lost. They are perfect parallels. Last season, I highlighted the Eagles' victory over the Green Bay Packers as a textbook case of game management. Jordan Love, in that instance, failed to manage the game effectively. Had he played with the poise of a Jalen Hurts in that scenario, the Packers could have won. But they didn't understand how to play that brand of situational football, and they lost. In this recent game, you witnessed the tangible impact of superior coaching. You saw players rise to the occasion. You observed a team make two critical, potentially devastating mistakes. As Shanahan himself admitted, Purdy made a couple of errors that were severe. Yet the Eagles could not capitalize because they were unprepared. Their coaching wasn't adequate. Their margin for error was so razor-thin that failing to exploit the opponent's miscues guaranteed their defeat. Conversely, the 49ers made significant mistakes, yet did not suffer the ultimate consequence because their coaching staff had constructed an environment with a wider margin for error, allowing them to secure the victory. It's a flawless case study. If you want to understand great coaching versus inadequate coaching, elite execution versus flawed execution, a large margin for error versus a minuscule one, rewatch this game. It's textbook. The 49ers possessed the capacity to commit multiple errors and still emerge victorious. The Eagles, however, reached a point where just one mistake was sufficient to doom them. That is the definitive difference. It was truly impressive to witness the 49ers secure this win. Now we see them set to face Seattle. It's somewhat surreal. The Seahawks defeated the 49ers in the final regular season game, secured the bye, and now they meet again in the playoffs. It's pretty wild. I'm not sure how often that sequence occurs. Seattle certainly has its work cut out, as they are a disciplined team that will make you pay for your errors. The 49ers won't have Deebo Samuel, which is a significant blow. Regardless, it's an exciting prospect. Enjoy the week ahead. And listen, at this point in the playoffs, anything can happen. Anything. After the madness we just witnessed, nothing is off the table. It's the Kevin Garnett proclamation. Anything is possible. The Packers should have won, then lost. The Panthers should have won, then lost. This weekend was sheer, unadulterated insanity. But those are my reflections. I am genuinely eager to hear yours. What are your thoughts on the San Francisco 49ers defeating the Philadelphia Eagles? On Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan rising to the challenge? Share your perspectives in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree or disagree with me. Let's engage in some discussions, have some lively debates, but ultimately, let's enjoy the conversation. Please consider subscribing. We are building a fantastic community here and would love for you to be a part of it. My goal is to create something we all feel connected to and excited about, and I believe we're making great progress. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.